this is a very brief test with my new microphone amplifier, or shall I say audio interface. It basically is an amplifier. It's called Volt 176. Now the Volt 176 has a built-in or onboard compressor. The compressor audio plugin is not turned on in OBS. It's not even added. So I'm not using a software compressor, I'm using a hardware compressor built into the Volt 176. The Volt 176 audio interface is made by a company called Universal Audio. I bought the Volt 176. I could have got a cheaper one called the Volt 1. It's one meaning that it's only got one microphone input. But I got the Volt 176 instead. Why did I get the Volt 176? Because 76 is in reference with their 7.6 compressor. Because just below the button where you turn the compressor on, it says 7.6 compressor. So that's the good news, that it has onboard compression. I'll just turn the compression off to show the difference. Okay, that is the compressor turned off, so that you might have softer parts of my voice or louder parts of my voice. But if I turn the compressor on, it should equalize it out. And let's turn the compressor back on now. So that's with the compressor back on. There'll be quieter parts of my voice and louder parts. There'll still be louder and quieter parts, but it's not going to be peaking as much and so forth. There's another mode on the, or processor, I suppose you could say, on the Volt 176. It's called vintage. So it's vintage mode. So I'll just leave, with the compressor still left on, I'll just leave that on. Vintage mode is turned on right now. Let's go ahead and turn the vintage mode off. Alright, so the vintage mode is on and the vintage mode is off right now. I've just turned the vintage mode off. So I don't know if that's done anything to the audio, but I think it's meant to mimic, going by the website, it's meant to mimic an old tube or valve console or preamplifier. The Volt 176 microphone preamplifier has, from memory, 55 dB gain. So it's not a real lot of gain. The Rodecaster Pro also has 55 dB of gain. The Rodecaster Pro 2 has, from memory, about 76 dB of gain, if I'm remembering correctly. It's about 76 dB gain. But anyway, getting back to the Volt 176 though, the Volt 176 only has around 55 dB of gain, which is more than enough to power most condenser microphones, like either the Rode Broadcaster, for example, which is what I'm using currently, or the Behringer B2 Pro just here. So because these are being condenser microphones, they are basically power driven. I've got 48 volts phantom power coming from the interface. The 48V light is on at the front. If you want to check out the Volt 176, go to uaudio.com. Up the top you'll see a link that says interfaces, and then click on, or audio interfaces, and then click on the link that says Volt, and then scroll down, and then you'll see Volt 176. Just a quick test, just to check out the audio of how these onboard processors sound with the Rode Broadcaster microphone. That's all I'm doing with this. Am I saying to go out and rush out and buy a Volt 76 audio interface? Of course I'm not. I only bought it because it is to replace my Rodecaster Pro, which is now up for sale. I'm just making this video because I just wanted to I don't know, let you all, I suppose, see how it sounds with the onboard processing of this little Volt 176 interface. It's a very, very interesting interface actually, because it looks like something, at least to my mind, it looks like something that come out of the 1960s. I find that the interface is a real pleasure to use. I'm really loving the onboard processing. It seems to sound quite good, very good in actual fact to my ears. The only thing about it is, unlike the Rodecaster Pro that has a built-in noise gate which basically mutes the microphone when you're not speaking, the Volt 176 interface does not have a noise gate. So in OBS, which I'm using to record this, I have kind of like a noise gate on in the audio filters section. Actually, I'm not using the noise gate, sorry, I'm using the expander, which, because there's little or a small amount of background noise, I'm able to get away with using expander just on the default settings. So kind of like a soft noise gate at this rate. Just a very nice interface. But the reason why I bought it, and actually the reason why I'm selling the Rodecaster Pro, I should have said earlier, I don't really need it, honestly speaking. I just bought it because at the time, to try it out, and I really like it. In a way, I sort of don't want to sell the Rodecaster Pro. Me personally, I don't need it, so I've just downgraded to the Vault 176. It's a great little device, and gee, it sounds good. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it sounds okay? By the way, just before I go, I was going to end the video, but just before I go, let me just click on the little three dots just below the audio mixer in OBS, the little three dots there. Where that slider control is for the volume. You click on that, you get a little menu going on. Where's down the bottom here? Filters. Okay, the audio filters in OBS, just to let you know, the 3-band graphic equalizer, I do have an entry in there at the moment, even for this interface, but it's turned off. It's turned off, so it's as good as not entered, okay? So I'm not using the 3-band graphic equalizer right now. I'm not even using any gain filter. There's no entry, so there's no gain filter. This is just coming from the amplifier straight into OBS. There's no, I'm not boosting the volume at all. This is just how it is. So I'll tell you what I have got as audio filters at the moment. All I've got is the limiter, which is set to -3 dB, just to sort of pull it back away from 0, so it's not going to be too loud, so it's just limiting it a bit. And I've got the expander on, which is currently acting like a fairly mild noise gate to sort of mute the mic a bit while I'm not speaking or in between voiceovers. I guess I'll stop it there. I've got nothing else to say really, but it was just a test with the Vault 176 mic amp. So anyway, bye for now.